Welcome to the Rip 28 podcast. This is the Rip 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. I am your host, Slaughter Sports Guy, and I'm joined by all the great members of the Rip 28 podcast. We always start off with the president. What's going on there, President Tate?
Nails in the building. What's going on? Let's get it cracking.
On the other side, we got our firefighter, local hero. What's going on, Mr. Ashwood?
Oh shit! 2 weeks in a row.
The world must be coming. Something must come to the end or something. On the other side, we got the educator's educator. What's going on, Beezy?
Man, dealing with y'all, I don't know how educated I am. But anyway, it's Beezy, the great educator's educator, a.k.a. Uncle Elroy, man, here to get it in for 2 weeks in a row with my people.
And one more time, we got our special guest bringing back the one and only Miss Cherie. How you doing, Cherie?
Cheddar. Hey. They call me Cheddar.
Cheddar in the
house. Cheddar.
Then we got new money over here, big money. A regular Shane, a guest, the one and only Miss Shauna Cherie. How you doing, Shauna?
Hey, it's that in the building. 2 weeks in a row. About time y'all smarten up.
We smartened up and got it back, man. We had to give it back, man. This is the Rip 28 podcast, man. We appreciate everybody watching, everybody checking us out. But there's multiple ways to watch us. For those of you who are watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook, man, we're on Facebook, YouTube, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Instagram, Twitter, Podbean. Man, we are everywhere. Everywhere that you want to watch podcasts or you want to listen to podcasts, the Rip 28 podcast is there. So we want you to check us out. When you check us out, it only takes a second, man. Just click the like button, click the follow button, click the subscribe button. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Rip 28 podcast, man. Hey, if you don't, I'm going to be honest, man. Your parents probably don't care for you. You're probably the child that your parents don't claim, man. That's the only reason I can think of for somebody to be such a hater.
So the black sheep?
The black sheep of the family. You know, that's probably what it is, man. But we're going to pause on that one right here. Man. Everybody got a cup in their hand, man. We ain't do this in a while, man. What y'all sipping on over here, man? What you holding up the champagne flute? What you sipping on, Shauna?
This is a Scarletto. It's a red sparkling semi-sweet. Pretty good.
What's the name of it again?
It's from Cooper Salt, Scarletto.
Okay. That's that rich people stuff, man. Cherie, what you got right there? You got a white wine. What you drinking on?
I just have some bubbles with little Saint Germain on top. Keeping it cute.
That's more rich people stuff. Let's go to somebody I know with something I can afford. What you drinking on, bro?
Man, I ain't got nothing but some more Absolute.
There it is.
Some Absolute. I keep it real. Some more. Huh? Yeah, I got problems.
You got some takeaway?
Straight out the bottle, that Absolute. What you sipping on, Leslie?
Got some of that Burnett vodka. I got some little scotch right here. My wife got me this glass. They got a little cigar holder right here. Can y'all see it?
No, put it in front.
You gotta put it in front of you.
They got a little thing to hold the cigar and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's that real. My sister gave me this scotch for my birthday, and I said I was gonna drink it till New Year's. So
like big.
I'm sipping on it today.
So
Talking
the
about-
thing is, though, when
the
you
new
drink that, though, do you light the cigar? You just put it there to rest, or?
Yeah, you light it or however you want it, but right now I just got it in the glass just to show you how it works.
You're not supposed to have it in the wrapper in the glass slide.
I'm just showing you how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Hey,
He don't know no better, Shauna.
hey, cigar take too long to smoke sometimes. I ain't got time.
Oh, okay. I guess when you do light it, though, make sure you turn it away from you when you drink.
yeah, I'll be like this right here.
Don't have it pointed to you when you drink.
Yeah, burn my face up, right?
Yeah, you might lose some good scotch, man. What about you? Jane? What you sipping on down there, man?
Lemonade.
Lemonade. You know what?
Nah, some lemonade and Tito's, man.
I got that combination, man. You know, I like to try something different, man. I got Maker's Mark in lemonade. It'll be my last time doing it.
Yeah, I can't do Maker's Mark.
It'll be.
Hey, you guys gotta stop mixing stuff, man. Just drink the liquor, man.
It should work. Maker's Mark didn't work with the lemonade. How much?
Well, with a dark liquor, you don't want to go with a fruity. You don't want to go with a fruit drink with a dark liquor.
It depends.
Is more of a soda.
But you can.
No. That depends now.
It's the ratio.
Because, like, you can use Crown Peach, and you can mix that with any kind of cran, whatever, and it'll be awesome.
It's the ratio.
See, I was always told your fruit type drinks would go with your white liquor.
Right. Yep.
Trust me. I'm gonna give y'all a good drink to try. If y'all can find the Crown Peach. It's hard to come by, but do Crown Peach. Do what is it? Crown Peach, Cran Peach.
Come on, Jane. Come on. Spit it
and
out.
sweet and sour mix. Just a dab of sweet and sour mix. It'll change your life.
You say Crown Peach, cranberry peach drink.
Cran Peach drink. The Ocean Spray Cran Peach slide. Don't go buy the damn Kroger Cran Peach.
You know, I'm buying the Walmart, bro. I'm getting Sam Choice all day.
All right, and then a little sweet and sour mix.
Sweet and sour mix. Okay. I know. That's something different. Okay. Well, yeah. I might try that out, man. See what we do on the Rip 28 podcast, man. We educate, man. We teach you new things every week, man. Every week we teach you something new, man. But what we're doing this week, man, this is a continuation. We're going to wrap up last week's show, man. Last week we started off with the 2021 wrap-up show. It was the 2021 wrap-up show. Now we're going to do part two, man. We ended in June, so we're going to pick up in July. A lot of stuff happened in July. We start off with
July.
Yep, July. The Haitian president was assassinated. We had the pre-Olympic trials and the Olympics. Well, the start of the Olympics. Bill Cosby got his walking papers. He got released. And they had the NIL thing, kind of blew up college sports. All that happened in July, man. Let's break that up. What y'all know about Haiti? We start off with that Haiti. Anybody know anything about what's going on with the Haitian president? Nobody? Yep, that's about par for course for us.
His own people.
Huh?
It was an inside job.
Yeah, I guess. We're going to take your word for it.
No, I got that sense too from some Haitians I know. Yeah, it was like, this is crazy. I don't know other than that, but like, yeah, what Shauna said, it's like, that was real, that was crazy. It was crazy.
Well, oh well. Sorry for my people in Haiti. Sorry for Wycliffe John and everybody else.
Hey, he was like, they'll call 911. Someone please call 911.
Hey, they said it was somebody from a foreign. I ain't messing with y'all. Y'all ignorant.
That ain't right.
That wasn't right.
I know some good Haitian folk. Good Haitian folk, man.
Right. But on the real though, on that NIL slide, that's what's happening in college sports now, man. That's the big ticket, dog.
Game changer, man. Game changer, man.
Yes, sir.
Give these kids a chance to earn some money, man, and you know, because all these years, man, it's been a terrible system, man. You get out here and you go and work hard, and you go and, especially football players, you look up into the stands, it's 80,000 people screaming, you know, 20,000 people got your jersey on, and you can't get one dime off of it. You know what I'm saying? They capitalize. You go in the bookstore, they see your jersey, all in the store, and you don't get a dime off of it. Now, you know, that's a bad deal for them kids, man, you know? So I love the fact that they can get some money off of their name now.
You know,
I think it's. Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's good that now these young people are able to monetize their name. But the I don't want to say the argument, but the stance on the other side has always been that people always cheer for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back. So if you support your school, you're going to support whoever comes through and represents your institution. So the argument on the other side has always been, it doesn't matter who your starting forward is for your basketball team, because every 3-4 years, 1 or 2, depending on what school you are a supporter of, you'll have someone new there. So the argument has always been, they're cheering for the name on the front, not the name on the back. Again, I'm excited that these young people can now take advantage opportunities. I think the other thing that this has shown, though, is that there are some instances where student athletes got paid on the front end and didn't live up to the hype that was associated with their names. And towards the end of their respective seasons, some of these football student athletes, now you're not seeing them being promoted by these companies that have given them this money because they didn't live up to the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask y'all this.
Let
me ask y'all this though. Now you got kids now coming out of high school that have $1 million NIL deals. So do you think that's going to hinder them? You know, they might get this money and think, oh hell, I don't made it now, so I ain't really got to do much. Is that going to help them or hurt them?
It's going to knock off a couple of them. A couple of them going to take that approach and be like, I got it made, I don't have to work anymore. It's going to happen to a couple of them. But those would have been the same ones who, when they got to college, they would have fell off because the local booster giving them $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Those would have been the same ones said, I got some money, so I don't got to work hard no more anyway.
But what about those same ones that came from nothing, and now they're getting all this money? They don't know how. They don't have nobody to back them and show them how to manage this money or what to do with this money, and they just go crazy and just do all kind of stupid stuff.
They supposed to have some programs to help them with that.
Now,
I think that's a part of the recruiting.
Whose responsibility is that?
But I think that's a part of
it's the parents, really, but some of them, they don't have parents like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. I think that's a part of the recruiting effort too. If I'm a college coach, and I'm like, you know, let's say I'm Alabama, I'm Nick Saban. I'm recruiting these kids and I'm telling them, hey, come here. We're going to get you these NIL contracts. We're going to get you this money, but we also have advisors who are going to advise you what to do with this money, how to keep this money. And that's what you're telling their mom. You're telling them, we're going to show you how to get the money. And you telling the mom and the dad, I'm going to show you how to keep the money.
I don't know if it's necessarily happening, though. I don't.
The smart ones, that's what's going to happen.
I'm ready to see what this IRS going to look like next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I did find interesting, now this just got passed. I know this kind of getting off of it a little bit, but this just got passed this year, or I guess a couple of days ago. I think it's in the state of Ohio, where the governor, they passed a law all kids before they graduate, they have to take like a finance course that shows them how to do taxes, shows them, I mean, everything along with finances. So I thought that was real interesting. So I think that should be, especially for guys, young kids like that that's getting all this money now, that should be something that they should have to go through.
Yeah, my daughter takes a finance class now in high school, and I thought that was awesome. But I do got a question for everybody on the panel real quick. All right, so now does this level the playing field a little bit? Because if with the NIL, do you go to Alabama, like okay, you're not the superstar, you are a 4-star player that's really good. Do you go to Jacksonville State or Jackson State or mid-major or something else where you can be the superstar, where you can get the most NIL at your school? Or do you go to Alabama where you just another one of the numbers and this only starting quarterback at $1 million and you don't get that? So that's decisions you got to make now.
It depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to strictly make money off of your name, it's been, if you look at this past year, there have been instances where the superstar is not the major money earning entity. So if you want to make money off of being Chance Nesbitt and you can go through it to a Division III school and you don't care about, playing, but you're the kicker at a Division III school and you just want to make money off of that, you can do that. I think it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to put yourself in a position where you are going to go and professionalize yourself in a sport, you should go, this is just me thinking, you should go where you're going to get the best opportunity to do that. If your goal is to make the most money off of your name and your image and your likeness, and maybe you aren't the best athlete on the team, then you're going to go where you can do that. And I think that that's what we're going to start seeing is, you've got a girl who was a Division I football bowl subdivision kicker at Vanderbilt who transferred to the University of North Texas. And what she's earning off of her name, image, and likeness is more than some of their staff members at the University of North Texas. So it depends on what your goal is.
Boy, and I said this from the beginning. I think that the girls are going to make the most money off of the NIL situation because a lot of these young girls, they have the Instagram following and stuff like that. Like it's a chick here in Atlanta. She's still in high school. Chance, your daughter played against her. Flage. Yeah. I forget her last name, but Flage Johnson.
The rapper.
Yeah, she's a rapper. Like at 14, she was on one of this BET Coming to the Stage or whatever. She has over 700,000 followers on Instagram. On her signing day, she created a rap video and had Lil Bootsy at the school with her when she did a rap thing. She's already selling products now. Sprayberry High School. I think her name is spelled FLA
UJAE.
Yeah, apostrophe UJAE or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, at 17, 18 years old, she's already on track. She got a detox tummy t-shirt on her Instagram page already. You know what I'm saying? So by the time she steps on LSU campus next year, she'll already have $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the girls, they have more Instagram followers. Like you had those two twins in New Mexico.
Was it?
Huh?
4 of them? 2 twins?
No, well, the 2 girls who were twins in New Mexico, you know.
Was it 2 sets of twins?
Okay, everybody's a fucking comedian, right? Everybody's funny. Everybody got jokes. But anyway, it's a lot of money to be made, man. Let's not get bogged down into that one, man. We still had a bunch of stuff going on in July, man. We had the Tokyo Olympics, and ShaCarri wasn't invited. ShaCarri wasn't invited. She flunked the drug test. Hey, I hate it for her, but you know the rules, man. You know how I feel about that when you know the rules. She knew what the rules was, and she failed the drug test. So you can't go. And here go the thing, man. People were pissed that she couldn't go. She wasn't gonna win. She wasn't gonna win.
I'm based Jamaicans were running.
Them
Hey,
Jamaicans,
so do you only go to the Olympics only if you go win first place? It's
Well,
still a great experience
It's
to go to the
a great
Olympics.
accomplishment just to
Yeah.
be in the Olympics.
Yes, I agree, James.
But she was ineligible to go because of her positive drug test.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But she young, so she live and learn.
she
And
got
hopefully,
that.
hopefully she'll make it to the next Olympics.
Yeah, God willing.
Hey, 4 years is a long time. Like I was good at what I'm 42 now, 38. I can still dunk. I don't think I can dunk no more.
Dunk.
It's a little different from 38.
What you was dunking, Ken?
Donut.
I ain't saying I was windmilling or nothing, but I can still get it. I can still dunk it. Hey, don't hate.
Off 2 feet, Brian. Oh, 2 feet.
Yeah, hey, I ain't saying I ain't had no trampoline or nothing. I'm just saying I can dunk.
Yeah, man. Y'all
Also-
crazy. Man.
Also, the Olympics. Let's not forget Simone Biles
Yeah, she quit.
decided it
Oh yeah.
had to take a step back and no longer compete because she was having the twisties, and there were some mental health decisions that she made for herself, and that was a really big story. She decided, I'm not gonna finish this competition because I got to protect myself.
She pulled Antonio Brown.
No, no.
Not the same. Not the same. You can't, compare that. This was a woman that was a victim of sexual misconduct and assault, and still got out there and kicked everybody's behind, and was a strong performer, got the twisties, had enough sense to know, nah, this is not worth it. I'm done. But I will still be here, and I will still support that she did not leave those young girls behind.
She couldn't go
stayed
nowhere.
there with her.
She couldn't go nowhere. They wasn't letting people fly home yet. Through the COVID.
So she could have.
Yeah.
Through COVID.
Nonetheless, she stayed. She braided up that baby's hair and was like, go do it. Okay? So, people can say whatever they want about Simone Biles and all those other young girls that were victims of that, what's his name, Larry Nassif or whatever, and all that nonsense that was going on with him, and that let that thing go on, and they performed. Still, they performed. That didn't break them.
No. Don't say she was over it. You've never been a victim of sexual assault. Don't do that.
Right.
Didn't that happen years ago? Didn't she win medals after that happened?
Doesn't matter. That just speaks to the mental fortitude that she still endured. Black women always have to be stronger. We always have to push through. We always perform. We push it to the side. We compartmentalize. Even though some men may think that we don't do that, we do it. We show up. We stick with it. That's the same thing for women that are victims of domestic violence and constant abuse for years. People who are victims of sexual assault all their life, and they still show up, and you would never know what they're dealing with. And they show up, they perform, and then they tell you, this is what happened to me, and you would never believe it. So you can't ever say, but she's still what? That was for her. That didn't have anything to do, despite all that stuff that happened to her, she still showed up.
Still did.
Simone Biles had some sexual abuse.
Still the decorated gymnast in the world.
But
I didn't know that. She was a victim of sexual abuse.
We were gonna get to that in September.
Okay.
We were gonna get to that in September.
You better be quiet.
Speaking of sexual abuse, also in July, Cosby was let go. They realized their wrongs and freed the cause.
I thought we talked about him.
No, that was July. July, they freed the cars because he was unjustly imprisoned, and they let him go. Now, say what you like. Now, whether or not he raped these women, and for those of you who go and listen to the Dave Chappelle, he saves but he rapes skit. One of the greatest comedy skits of all time. He saves but he rapes. But anyway, whether you want to believe he did it or he didn't do it, according to the case that he was jailed for, he was unjustly jailed. He should have never been in jail, according to the case that he was in jail, because the prosecutor got him to sign a waiver or something to admit something. And when he signed that, whatever he admitted could not be used in another case against him. And then the new prosecutor came, and his first day in office, he decided to tear up the old contract that was signed, and he used that against Cosby and put Cosby in jail. Now, say what you like about it. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But 80 women said he did. So one of them might be telling the truth. So he possibly is a rapist. He possibly is. But one thing about him, people talk about keeping it real and being a man of your morals and stick to your morals. He could have got a lesser sentence. He could have been out of jail if he would have took in classes. He would have took those rapist classes or whatever. The classes about, no, it was some class that you have to take about being a better person or something like that. He could have got out of jail if he would have took those classes. But if he took those classes, he had to be labeled as a rapist. So he never took the classes. He just stayed, he said, I'll take my time in jail. So you talk about, if you're an 80-something-year-old man and you willing to say, I'm not getting out of jail, he might be right. He might not have been a rapist. I don't know.
Do rapists ever think that they're rapists though? I mean, do they ever think that they're a rapist? So how, of course he's gonna say, no, I'm not a rapist.
But in order to get out of jail, they would take the classes to get out of jail.
But I think what's important here is that he was released because, Sylvester, to your point that I think you were trying to make, there were some procedural things that the prosecuting attorney did that were against the law, and that led to him being released. It had nothing to do with whether or not he actually raped or sexually assaulted women. It was procedurally, it didn't do some things right. It was let out, to be clear.
Yes. And that's what it is. So that's my thing. I don't know if he did or he didn't. I can't comment on that because I wasn't there. But
so I'm not gonna belabor this whole point. And yes, I'm pointing my finger, but I'm gonna say this. I think it's really interesting how anytime you have all these people, particularly women, that say something happened to me and this man did it. And this happens to be a Black man. And Black men, not all, but some Black men say, man, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if he did or not. I don't know. But she a hoe because she has sex with 2 dudes and that make her a hoe.
No, Cherie, or they go, well, what about so-and-so? They did this and they got off. That's like rolling up into an AIDS fundraiser and going, what about cancer? When y'all gonna raise money for cancer? You sound stupid.
Hey, look here. I take each case one by one. I think R. Kelly is a pervert. I think R. Kelly did it. So look here. I take each case one by one. I'm not saying that Bill Cosby didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But what I am saying is he was accused of giving women quaaludes in the 60s or whatever. And who's that to say that's not what dudes do now, giving each other Molly and stuff? That was their drug of choice. back then. Now, did he give them, hold on. Did he give them the drugs unknowingly? If he gave them the drugs unknowingly, then it's rape. It's rape.
It doesn't matter if they say no.
That's
No
what I'm
means
saying,
no.
unknowingly. That's rape. If he gave them the drugs unknowingly, he's a rapist.
I don't care if you go ahead, Shauna.
It doesn't matter if that's what they were doing or not. It doesn't make it right. So when you say, but that's what everybody, that don't make it right. Don't do that.
You not, but see, once again, you letting emotions come in and you not listening to what I'm saying. You ain't listening to what I'm saying.
Like I said earlier, I could not care less about rich people problems. So I ain't emotional about it at all. I just need you to be side of right, and the side of right is it doesn't matter if everyone was doing it or not.
You're not listening to what I say.
All right, hold on, Sly, because nobody like listening to you because we know how you are. So let me try to explain what I think Sly was saying. I think Sly was trying to say that they may have known that they was taking them pills, that he gave them to them like, hey, you want to take one of these? And they say yes. You know what I'm saying?
That don't mean rape me. That doesn't mean I'm gonna take this Quaalude, please rape me.
I don't think that it was well, I'm not saying what he did or what he didn't. I think what Sly trying to say that it may not have been rape, it may have been mutual, but then years later, they like, oh, I can make some money off this. Let me say he raped me.
How do 80 people come forward and say, I want to make money?
Because once one comes up, because once one comes up, a whole bunch of people gonna be like, hey, I can come up off this too. Let me go get this cheap. Like men don't have that opportunity, so you don't see this happen to us. But like if we could be like, hey, this girl raped us, and they be like, she raped me too. Hey, she raped me too. It'd be 30, 40 dudes saying, girl jumped up on him or something like that. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go to.
You think he raped 80 women?
The only thing I can say about this is that Bill Cosby don't have to rape nobody, so that's the only thing that pulled me into question. I'm not saying he did or didn't.
Chance. No, don't do that. Because we all said Sharper didn't have to rape women, and he was accused, and he went to jail. Don't do that. Don't nobody.
Sharper ain't Bill Cosby though.
And see, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he didn't do it. He might have did it, but there is some question.
Let's go to August,
please.
Reasonable doubt.
August.
Okay,
is what you need in America.
Free Deshaun Watson.
I just want to believe Bill Cosby ain't raped them girls. That's what I'm hoping.
Why? Because he's America's dad?
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Let's go.
What you think about Deshaun Watson?
Ooh.
I don't think Deshaun Watson raped them girls.
Here's my thing. I think about this because I've always said that's my quarterback. He got me.
That's why I had to ask you.
My thing is, if he is a predator, he needs to be off the street.
Agreed.
But we also need him to be prosecuted, and that's not happened. If what all of these people have said is true, we need charges. And if that's what it is, let's file charges. And we still haven't seen those. Why are we still making presumptions after all of these people have allegedly said that this man did this and we've not seen charges? Let's do it. Let's get him off the street.
I guess the hard thing with us is being a black man, that we get falsely accused for a lot of things. So, you kind of like, oh man, I don't want to believe this. I hope it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? So you hold that shadow of a doubt in the back of your mind. I think that's what it is.
To take though for you to believe, because if it's not 1 or 82 or 1 or 22, because men have been falsely accused, and we all know that once this mark gets on you, it's on you. You can't get away from that. Yes. But what does it take for you to believe it? Because it doesn't sound like anything's going to convince you.
No, I'm not saying that. I just think that you can't believe everything you hear on TV.
So again, what does it take to convince you?
I don't really care. Like I said, just like last week we talked about the Kanye and Kim Kardashian. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
This is something to talk about.
All right.
Well,
Hey, I'm Jay Little, the owner of Forward Counseling and Consulting. We're a consulting and coaching firm who believes in the TLC method: truth, love, and community. Whether coaching corporate clients, individual clients, or engaging in individual counseling and group counseling, we believe that you can be more than what you are today by finding your truth, love, and community. You can reach us at www.forwardcc.net or give us a call at 803-457-5413.
I guess we kind of skipped forward to July because that was the start of July. Deshaun Watson. Hey, that was a good transition right there with the Deshaun Watson, whoever transferred. That was a good transition to the month of July. I'm sorry, to the month of August.
You know I got to come after them Clemson fans.
To the month of August. The month of August. Also, in August, we had two big things. Speaking of dirty old men, Governor Cuomo from New Jersey had to resign. He resigned. Then, New York. He resigned. One of them news. He probably lived in Jersey.
New Mexico, New Hampshire, but not New York.
Is it that funny?
Yes.
Is it
What
that
of the
funny?
news? It was.
Okay. Well, Cuomo resigned, and he resigned from his
Cuomo.
He resigned from his inappropriate talking the Me Too movement years. He resigned, and he had to go. And then the thing is, his brother rode for him. So his brother lost his job too. That's a 2-for-1, boy. You can get both of them get out of here. That don't happen too often, but oh well. Another big event that happened in August was food stamps increase. So everybody who was getting food stamps, their money went up.
I sure appreciate that.
Their money went up, man. Hey.
It's when you saw food stamps.
Hey, I buy them.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say it ain't the fact that we own them. It's we still know a lot of people who own them, and that help out.
Well, hell, I need somebody to help me out.
That help out. You go and buy some. Yeah, no, 100 for
Don't,
50.
hey, don't incriminate yourself. Wait a minute.
I know people who buy food stamps. I know people. I know people. So yeah, so that went up though. But a part of the reason that went up is because increasing prices of food, labor shortages, the job market not being as great as it should be. I know last time you've been to the grocery store, man, you look at these prices of food, man, food went up. There was even a chicken wing shortage this summer, man.
Yeah, you seen
Rick
the
Ross
wings?
changed the thighs.
Yeah, thighs. I was about to say Wingstop start selling thighs instead of wings.
Hey, Rick Ross, are you worried about the wing shortage? Nah, we doing thighs.
I bet not. I bet not buy no thigh for no wing place.
Glad I don't eat that Yardbird.
But here's my question though.
Nah, bro.
If it wasn't a shortage on thighs, how is it a shortage on wings? Don't they all come off the same bird? They all come from the same bird.
But everybody love the wings.
2 thighs, 2 legs, and 2 breasts. So.
But don't nobody want the thighs.
The thigh meat is good.
It is.
Yeah, but when you have,
I like white meat.
I love thighs.
Oh, thigh meat. What? Get your little thigh meat. I ain't opposed to a little thigh meat.
I love thigh meat.
The little inside with? Oh, never mind. We talking about something else. I didn't went off. My bad.
I can't.
Y'all
I
better-
can't. I'm done with
Okay.
you.
Look at- Bring it
We
back.
better move on.
Bring it back,
Yeah.
you perverts.
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah.
back. Bring it
Yeah.
back.
Especially the thick
Don,
thighs.
put that little thigh down, man.
Boy, you saw that?
Oh, wait a minute.
Come on. Look inside of that thigh meat. Hey, Slide, bring it back in. We talking about.
My bad. Every time. Last week was about meat. Now we about thigh meat. It's just the meat. We can't get back.
That little meat. Hey, like Martin said when he told Miss Trinidad. When Miss Trinidad, that little thigh meat. Little thigh meat used to have us going crazy in class. Little thigh meat.
LeBron isn't all of that.
Let's stop. Let us stop. Let's collect ourselves. Come back. Let's move on next month.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to September. September. We had a lot of shit going on in Texas. Texas had that new abortion law that they put in. They also had all the Mexicans stuck under the bridge in Texas. And they had the Larry Nassar case. Larry Nassar. Oh, man.
Nassar.
Larry Nassar case. Now, we hit on that a little bit earlier about the dude who was touching on the
gymnast.
He was like the team doctor, if I'm not mistaken. He was the team doctor for the U.S. Olympic team. And then he had all those young girls who were doing the floor exercises or whatever, those events, the gymnastics events, and when they found out, he was a pervert for years. And so they all somebody stepped forward, and the one person who stepped forward and got him up out of there. And he ended up getting, 100 years in jail or whatever he got. But proud of him for stepping forward, getting the pervert off the streets. That always helps out.
So look, can I interject right here? Because this is what I've always found to be interesting. When you think about USA Gymnastics, the other name that's really, really big is Bella Corona. And we have never, like when all of this popped off, his wife took over as coach of the US national team, and Bella just kind of fell to the background. So for those of you who don't know, he's a coach who coached Nadia Comaneci, originally from Romania, to the first perfect score in gymnastics. But he's been the women, like, have their compound where they train gymnasts. And when all of this popped off, you never heard anything else about Bella. And so in my mind, I've been wondering, like, how has he been spared from all of this in some shape, form, or fashion? Because we've not heard anything from Bella. And his wife took over the U.S. national program, and he just kind of faded into the background. So for me, that was just kind of weird because I've always followed U.S. gymnastics, and I just kind of wondered, like, what are they trying to hide something from us? Because we've not heard Bella mentioned in any of this, and he just faded to the background. And that's not like him to just be a wallflower. Anyway.
Maybe he just wasn't a pervert. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just wasn't a pervert.
He could have also been just complicit, which also makes him a part of the problem. So if he's aware that something went on or has an inkling, like something's off, but like I'm still getting what I need out these chicks and I'm gonna keep pushing.
Weird to me that Bella somehow just disappeared and we never heard, like he never spoke out against or for, and all of a sudden it was Marta. Marta's in control and Marta's running this. And I'm just trying to figure out if there's any complicit behavior or if USA Gymnastics somehow was trying to cover up something. I do not know. And I'm not trying to make any accusations, but for me, that was always interesting that we never heard about Bella when all of this popped off.
Well, I think in today's time, I don't think you can hide that anymore. In today's time, I think if he was a pervert, if he was out there, you got it. He'll be up out the spot now. I think you can't hide that anymore.
I was gonna say, none of the girls said anything about Bella either, but it was kind of funny how he kind of faded to the background though, and none of the girls ever said that Bella said, did, or knew anything. So I'm with Sly. I think if something had happened or he was a part of it, even being complicit, I think that would have come out already. Maybe, I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
All right, let's move on. What about all these Mexicans stuck up under the bridge, man? All these folk trying to get into America, and Biden shut it down. Biden said, nah, y'all ain't coming. Y'all ain't coming over here. So do you think everybody should be allowed in? You think you should be allowed into America if you make it? I mean, if you're trying to make it, you should come on in.
Yeah, they got rules for that. So I mean, if you can pass the test and do all that, do what you do.
To be consistent. I think that if we are going to allow immigrants into this country, it should be consistent, because what we see is European immigrants have been able to come in with less issues than immigrants from black or brown populations. Mm-hmm. So we've seen Haitians get turned around. We've seen Mexicans get turned around, but we don't see European immigrants. So it doesn't matter which side I'm on the side of consistency and fairness, whatever that is. If we are going to allow people to come to this country without documentation and, through what may not be the normal channels, it needs to be consistent.
My thing is, you need for all the Haitians coming over, they need to learn how to speak Spanish. If they learn how to speak Spanish, they come over and just say they from Cuba. Because if you Cubans can catch a raft to the country, and as soon as they step foot on soil, they good. All they got to do is say, I'm from Cuba, and they good. They pathway to citizenship is already set up for them. You know what I'm saying? So I advise the Haitians to learn how to speak Spanish. Go over to the Dominican Republic for a year or so, cross the border, learn how to speak Spanish. You learn how to speak Spanish, then come on over and take the boat on over to Miami.
I guess my thing is, what is it hurting us that, immigrants are coming to this country? I don't think it's hurting us none. I mean, I know at one point they were talking about the jobs and all this stuff, but half of us don't want no jobs. So somebody got to do the work, you know what I mean? So hey, I'm good with it in my opinion. And I'm like, the places they coming from is horrible places, man. Like, you just gonna be like, all right, it sucks for you down there. I don't want you. I don't care about you. I'm good with it, man. Come on through. We out here together.
If you come over here, I think you should be documented and taxed. I don't have a problem with people coming, but if you come and you're a drain on, you're a drain on society, you're a drain on the hospitals and stuff like that, and you're not making any contribution to society, I have a problem with that. But I think if you over here, once you over here, sign up, pay your taxes, and you good with me. You good with me, man.
That don't. Huh? You know somebody that don't pay taxes, so you need to stop it.
Well,
so there are people here
they don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes, but what'd you say, Shauna?
We got former presidents that don't pay taxes.
Well, yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: like, you have all these illegal immigrants in America now. You have a bunch of them, and a lot of them are farmers and stuff like that. They have menial jobs or whatever. But now imagine if you were to take everybody in the United States now who's an illegal immigrant and say, boom, you are a citizen. You're good to go from here on. Go and get your Social Security card and pay your taxes. Now, a bunch of them not going to pay taxes because a bunch of real life citizens don't pay taxes. But think of how the tax base will increase even if you just get half of them to pay the taxes. If you get half of them to buy into the dream and pay the taxes, it's a whole different world, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we get trillions and trillions of dollars of taxes now, and we don't see nothing from it now. So that tax don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, because Atlanta road's still raggedy.
English on the taxes. We can't even get them to speak English.
Hey. All right. Well, check this out. Let's move on. Let's move on to October, man. October, the big story in October was the Facebook whistleblower, man. Somebody came in on Facebook and shut Facebook down for a day. You know, the crazy thing, I ain't even really noticed. I just noticed the same story was on my line. I was like, God, dog. I said, man, every time I clicked on it, I was like, okay, same thing here. So when they shut down Facebook, how did it affect you when they shut it down?
It didn't affect me because I'm not on there anymore, but it was a lot of people up in arms because they didn't get their daily dose of drama.
Yeah, you got to get your daily dose of drama. That's what Facebook will provide you, man. They'll provide you with somebody to laugh at or something to get mad at. You get mad at every day. That's what Facebook gives you, man. A way to talk shit to you.
It was really interesting how that whole thing, how between Facebook, Instagram, how that pushed everyone back to Twitter. And there are people that are consistently active on Twitter, right? So then you're now seeing all these people, and I thought it was so funny where people were making comments like, oh, okay, welcome back. Those of you that have those recurring horoscope messages every day, like turn that shit off, you know, like turn that mess off, you know, like just like welcome back. Like this is what we do here on this, you know, on here, like they like to say on Twitter, hashtag on here, or whatever it is, but they that's how they refer to it. But it's amazing how, which is the thing, like Zuckerberg is like a different type of evil, right? So there's all these levels to this. So he's a different type of evil because it's like you monopolize and you manipulate and influence a whole lot more. And you just some nerdy white guy that got rejected by a girl that started this whole thing. So what's your motivation? You know, like what drives you? How are you influencing? How are you determining who I see, when I see it, and all of that? I mean, he does all of that. He dictates basically what we are consuming. And, you know, it's complete manipulation is what it is. Between Facebook and Instagram, it's complete manipulation.
Well, speaking of Facebook, speaking of Twitter, you can follow me, Sly the Sports Guy. Follow me on Twitter, Sly the Sports Guy, right here, right above my head, Sly the Sports Guy. You can also follow the Rip 28 Podcast. You follow us at Rip 28 Podcast. Follow us at Rip 28 Podcast on Twitter. We are working on getting active on Twitter again. We gotta
hope I don't get you shut down. I hope I don't get you blocked, but I'm sorry. Facebook, you're the devil. You know it, but you know it.
You haven't watched it, the social media dilemma, which is really interesting to show kind of the science behind it, right? And how it manipulates what you're doing, what you're following, and yeah, it's fascinating.
Oh well, also let's skip on up. Let's go to November, man. A lot of stuff happened in November. King Von got shot outside a strip club. Virgil, I don't really know. I know Virgil some type of fashion designer. I couldn't tell you. You know, obviously I don't wear a lot of Virgil shit. I can't afford it. He died. We found out Nancy Regan was a hoe. And the big one was Astro World. 9 people died at Astro World at a Travis Scott concert at a former theme park, named after a former theme park, Astro World. 9 people died. Now, here's the thing about Travis Scott. I knew Travis Scott was famous. I knew he was big, but I'm not going to act like I knew a lot of Travis Scott music. I didn't know a lot about him, but I saw this movie on Netflix, this documentary on Netflix about him, and it showed you how big Travis Scott was. That kid's huge. I had no idea he was that huge, and his fans were that big of fanatics. And what ended up happening, he promotes a kind of rage culture, a mosh pit culture doing his shows, and he gets them real hype, and they get real live. And what ended up happening, man, a bunch of people just got trampled to death. And it was a terrible way, man. But a bunch of people died at this Travis Scott show in Houston.
Is Travis Scott one person? I thought it was a band or something.
Nah, that's somebody else. Is
about Travis Porter.
Oh, okay.
Also, got we talked about in last week's episode. In the first half of the year, we talked about the Kardashian effect. I has also been a benefactor of that because he has a child with the Kardashian. So I think that's been beneficial to him as well.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, his baby mama, Kylie, is the billionaire of the family. So his baby mama, billionaire. She is a billionaire on them lip kits with her surgically enhanced lips. So she's got a makeup line and all that. So Kylie has her own following. I mean, she outpaced her sisters like beyond. Like she's freaking billionaire. And so like, yes, that has definitely helped him. And you would think that because maybe they aren't married and they kind of keep their lives somewhat separate, that he might have been safe. But then you can't help but wonder, is there a curse?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they just had a second baby.
Yes, she is pregnant right now.
Hey, I would have 5 or 6 of them if she was a billionaire.
Yeah, she's a billionaire. I'm gonna knock her up a couple of times. I'm gonna get that Dr. Dre money.
Money ain't everything.
Yeah, well.
No problems.
Hey, I'll take them. I'll take them problems rather than the ones I got now.
Like I said, he done had broke ninja problems for 42 years. Let him see what it's like to live on the other side.
Let me see what a rich people problem is. Let me see what that is, man. Well, that's November, man. Now we coming up to the end, man. The last month, man. December. What happened in December, man? December, we had a lot of good ones go in December, man. It's like at the end of the year.
Kangol Kid, UTFO. Want to be with me because you need someone to talk to, someone to be with. Yo, love UTFO. Kangol Kid, rest in peace.
Yep, you know, Shauna's the oldest member of the Rip 28 podcast. So she knows that she's the oldest member. But yeah, Kangol Kid passed. Who else passed, man?
John
Madden passed at the end of the month.
Dan Reeves,
Betty White kicked the bucket.
Baby, Demarius Thomas.
Oh, that one hurt. Demarius Thomas, young dude, man. Young fella. A lot of cats passed, man. A lot of cats passed in December. We also had the white lady who
Betty White. Come on now.
Not Betty White.
The white lady.
I don't know her name. The white lady who had the
white officer.
She got charged.
Yeah, they got charged for killing the black guy.
Yeah, she thought she had a taser, man. You know, I don't know if you ever held the taser. I done held the taser, and I done held plenty of guns.
They totally the
same.
You don't even inside, do you?
They keep them on two different sides.
Yeah, they on two opposite sides.
Keep them on the same side, exactly.
And she was a training officer. It was her job to train.
And them crocodile tears didn't fool nobody.
They ain't fool nobody, man. They ain't fool nobody. So I want to see what type of jail time she gets behind it. But she was convicted. And she gonna sit down for a little bit.
R.I.P. to Betty White, man. The golden girl. The last girl.
We lost a good one at the beginning of the year and a good one at the end.
Oh well, man. And the last one, I don't know her name. Is it Griselda? Did we find out what her name was?
Oh, well.
Huh?
Oh, Epstein's girlfriend.
Yep, Epstein's girlfriend.
Blaine Maxwell.
Now she was convicted for being a part of the child pornography and everything that was going on. Now, I'm really interested to see what other shoe fall. Because she got to know some names. And she ain't going to jail quietly. She ain't going to go and just take that time after she see what happened to Epstein. Epstein supposedly killed himself. So she ain't going to jail quietly. They're gonna be some big ones gonna fall on her. At least
she gonna Tekashi her way out of that thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She gonna tell on a lot of folk, man. She gonna tell on a lot of people.
She gonna pull
it's gonna be. You said who?
Pull a Nino Brown. Oh yeah, if I'm down, I'm taking everybody.
This thing bigger than me.
This thing bigger than me. So
you see that light skinned brother over there?
Correct.
He was in with it.
Man. Well, check this, man. This has been another great year, 2021, man. We've had some ups and downs, but it's still been a great year, and I'm just glad that we managed to make it through one more and be on the other side, man. We got any parting shots before we get out of here, man? And we don't know. We're not going to end it with the 90s block. We're going to rest the 90s block this week. Come back next week with the 90s block. Any parting shots before we get out of here? We'll go with you, BZ. Anything you got to say before we go?
Man, I'm going to steal one from S. Dot. I'm just going to say love on your people, man. As we just talked and wrapped up July through December of 2021, we see that we've lost a lot of people and some key figures, man. So just love on your people, man. Tell them how much you love them and enjoy each day.
All right, Cherie, anything you got to say before you get out of here?
Just again, just be open. Be open with your heart, even when it's hard and it's difficult. But don't let your heart be hardened by your experiences. Just continue to be open, have a loving heart, and be intentional with your time, with your space, with your health, with your family, and everything that you do. Just try to be intentional.
All right. Appreciate that, Cherie. Appreciate it, Cherie. James, man, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Hey, I'm gonna try to make it 3 weeks in a row.
Doubt it.
3 weeks in a row. We'll find out. We'll find out if you make it 3 weeks in a row. Carl, anything you can say, Carl, before we get out of here?
Well, since the educator's educator took my love on your people, I'll just say you never know what folks are dealing with. So be kind to people. You don't know what they've got going on. So always assume good intent. And if we lead with that, lead with kindness and assuming good intent, then I think we'll have a good 2022.
You said take a part shot, not a shot at me. I said I gave you credit.
Took mine. I'm gonna do something else. Don't do this in front of all these people.
Man, come on, you acting like Sly.
Don't do this. No, never.
All right. El Presidente, man.
Man, I'm just gonna say, don't believe everything you hear on TV. You know, I mean, I can't say it's true. You can't say it's true, but we don't know. I mean, just live your life.
Hey.
Live your life.
Live your life.
Man, check this, man. This has been another great year, a great year for the RIP 28 podcast, man. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. And before we get out of here, man, I want to let y'all know, man, please stop wasting space on my timeline. You're not leaving the victim. you're going to be the same size you was in June 2021, and your credit score in December will still be the same 400 credit score that it was. So stop posting that shit on my timeline. We'll see you next year on the Rip 28 podcast.
Wife said her my ass up.
Yeah,
Love.
Doc. Yeah,
Peace and
Doc.
love.
Chance, you better go on spread that Rona out there in them ATL streets.
We ain't gonna do too
Super
much.
spreader.
All that Rona. Hey,
All
Sly, you talking about the Haitian Wyclef jump?
See y'all later.
All right, Wyclef.